Hello LJ fans, it's finished. 3 years. Just did the first start yesterday and it started pretty good. Few minor issues, but yeah, she started pretty good. It's been well over a year since my last video, if you saw my last video, and I felt I should do a conclusion video. So here we go. This is it. It's done. Starting at the front, we've got the winch. That's very, very close to the original winch. The original winch offered by Suzuki was a rule winch. This is a worn winch, but it's very, very close. Very close. I'll just show you the brochure. There's the original winch out of the accessory book. And this one is very close to worn. I had to do a lot of searching for that. I ended up buying like 3 or 4 winches before I got the right one. I've got these are the guards. This is an SJ410. Weren't offered by Suzuki by these guards, but for the LJ, just the SJ410. But I had these made up. And you saw a lot of Suzukis with these on in the day, so they were getting them from somewhere. I had these made up here. My dad actually made me those when I was 17, so they were going on here for sure. A little bit of dad on there. The lights, these are period lights. I actually bought these lights brand new in 1982. There's the box. They were in the box up until a couple of months ago. Made in France. Bought them in 82 and put them on my restoration here, so they're period. The few LJs that went to Dakar, did the rally, they were running these lamps, these CB Oscar Plus lamps. I got the shovel on there. That's just a nice touch. Got the sticker on there. Got my CB antenna. That's an original Bushman bumper, which was sold by Suzuki in the day, in the 80s, for their LJs, sold in their dealerships in Canada. Show you underneath. Everything brand new. The history on this LJ, I'll just recap from the other video, it was bought originally in Eastern Canada. I'm in Western Canada. It was restored in Ontario in about 2000. I bought it 3 years ago and the restoration was looking very tired. So I did a complete frame off on it. A lot of new parts, new old stock parts. A lot of parts sourced overseas. Almost everything on this LJ has been replaced. Every seal, every gasket, every bearing, components, lamps, switches, everything's been replaced. If it hasn't been replaced, it's been completely rebuilt. I've been into Suzuki's for a while, so I bought my first one brand new. So I have got some parts that I stored away. All new lamps, everything's been replated, every nut bolt. Steering box professionally, I had professionally rebuilt at a company. But obviously that's not available anymore. This is about, I would say, 95% original, if not 98. I try to keep my Suzuki's original. I don't like jacking them up, big tires and all that stuff. However, the previous owner rhino lined the inside. I decided to leave it rather than paint it body color because it's very serviceable and very good idea actually. I've got my winch accessory bag, my emergency bag, roll bar cover, factory roll bar cover. I had the roll bar powder coated back to gray silver. Everything replated. I have a bikini top on here right now. I do have a full brand new top, but just a bikini one on there for the summer. Inside, you'll notice I have some gauges on here. This LJ is set up exactly the way my LJ was set up in the 80s. I had a LJ80Q just like this in the 80s. It was my daily driver, it was my car, and this is the way I had it set up. I had a clock, I had oil pressure, my switch gear. I have a tachometer there. And of course in the 80s, CB was huge, so I had to put a CB back in it. Those of you with keen eyes will see that this radio is slightly different. Only slightly. It fit right in the original hole. It's a retro sound radio made in the United States. It's AM, FM, Bluetooth, the whole 9 yards. Original one was just an AM radio, and I remember back in the day, very sketchy reception. The ashtray. These are just seat covers I put on there just to protect it. I can take, they're brand new seats. Brand new recovered seats. All new shocks. Light guards on the back. Original mud flaps. Brand new exhaust system. Brand new fuel tank. Brand new guard. Well, you can see under there, it's a little dark. Everything brand new. I have some auxiliary reverse lamps. Bushman bumper, original Suzuki accessory. Spare wheel cover, brand new. I decided to get the Jimny name on there. Back in the day, in the 80s when these came out, they weren't known as Jimnys in Canada. They were simply known as Suzuki LJ series. Nobody knew what a Jimny was. It's more of a Japanese, European name, I guess. And of course, when the new Jimny came out, it became pretty popular. But they were always LJ series here. Everything's brand new. All new fuel lines, all new brake lines. All the brake lines have been replaced, all to factory bends. Here's a word of warning: if you're going to bend your own lines to factory bends, buy a lot of tubing, because you're going to make mistakes. It took me a long time and a lot of tubing to get the bends exactly right. There's the tachometer there. There's the cigarette lighter, one of the few accessories that an LJ you could get for an LJ back in the day. Glove box. I have put all my relays for my accessories and my accessory fuse box in the glove box so I could keep the under the hood clean and stock, out of sight. As I said, I was going for the original look. Factory mud flaps, front and back. CB antenna. That's a promotional sticker that was given to me when I bought my first LJ brand new. That was just a promotional ad they had going back in the 80s. Decided to stick it on there. Now, these are just some. These aren't all of them. These are just some. Every one of these was a spray can, what I've put on this vehicle. This is just the ones I've saved. Most of them are 2K paint, which has a catalyst in there. And yeah, they're not cheap. A lot of spools of wire. I completely rewired the harness and rewrapped it. Every connector on the harness has been replaced. This is the wire I cut out of the harness. And all the old connectors. That is everything that I cut out of the harness. Replaced it all, rewrapped it. And yeah, everything worked. So I got the colors right. Duplicated all the colors in the harness. The wiper blades here, all original, brand new, silver. You see a lot of LJs and a lot of classics, in fact, even Ferraris, that replace the blades with those black plastic blades, and it really takes away from the classic. You got to get the silver original wipers just to make it complete. All right, here we are at the business end. Had its first start yesterday after 3 years. Yeah, I had a few little issues, but I sorted them out. Everything's new. We got the new coil, new master cylinder. Everything new bottles, tank, radiator record, all the proper decals. I bought a decal kit offline, but I ended up redoing some of the decals locally here because I just found they weren't correct. Perfect example was this decal on the alternator here. It's a new alternator, but the original one had a decal like that, Nippon. I had that reproduced locally because the one in the kit was a completely different color and just looked really strange. I wanted to look period. Same with the timing decal there. That was yellow for some reason in the kit. It's supposed to be white. Just little things. I know it's very anorak to coin a British term, but that's what I was going for, the look. Now, battery box. I've seen a lot of LJs that have been restored, pictures online and in person. And for some reason, nobody puts the battery case back. Insulated battery box. I mean, I can understand why, by the time you needed your first battery in, say, 5-6 years from new, that box was almost disintegrated at the bottom because it's very thin sheet metal, and what with the fumes from the battery and the moisture area, it just disintegrated. So it was never put back. And also, most people put a bigger battery in there, especially in North America. They put bigger batteries in there. But I had that made up. Mine's powder coated stainless steel, so it's gonna last a while. New fuel pump, new air cleaner, new hoses, factory fittings. The carb, when I bought this, when I drove this home, it drove perfectly fine. But I noticed the level in the carburetor was way at the top. And I knew I'd have to fix that. And when I did my initial start yesterday, it was still at the top. And what that means is your carburetor will flood out, especially on when you shut it down. The fuel tends to leak into the air cleaner here through the coupling there and pool up there till it evaporates, which is not good. So the way to fix that is you have to go into your carburetor here and bend the float to get the proper level. I did that like 3 or 4 times, and it would not. It's supposed to be midway to the window, and it would not go to midway. What it ended up being is the needle and seat, and I had a couple of rebuild kits, so I put a new needle and seat in it, and it's fine now. Yeah, it should be in the center of that circle, just to prevent the fuel pooling up. Yeah, she runs pretty good. I'll have to get an alignment on it because obviously all the front steering components are brand new, and I'll have to get an alignment. That's pretty well all I have to do now. So it's been a long 3 years. I work on it every day, bit here and there, but it came together in the end. Been meaning to do another video. A year and a half is a long time in between videos. I know some people were wanting to know how the progress was going. So hopefully this will answer your questions. Turned out pretty good. I hope to do a couple of shows in the summer and put it on display. As I say, I'm in Western Canada. You never ever see these on the road. If you do see them on the road, it's usually a hunting rig, and it's jacked up, and it's usually in pretty bad condition. Hunters just use them. But I usually see 1 a year on the road, usually in the summer. Very rare here, very rare. So there we go. So my next project is gonna be, you may have seen it in the background, is the blue on here, 79 blue. This is my next project. I've had this for quite a while, and I've never completed it. So that's my next project. We're gonna get blue on the road. So I hope you liked the video. Just a conclusion video for you, just to put it all together. Thanks for watching, and good luck if you're doing an LJ project. Good luck. I know parts is always an issue. Thanks for watching. Bye now. It's alive. hard to see, but it's in the center of the window. So she lives. She lives.